is the Iron Trader, and this is the last call of the week. So we're going to review crude oil here and natural gas. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell a stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have crude oil, your daily, weekly, and a monthly chart. So let's take a look here on the monthly here first. Well, what do we have here? You can see how nice it held that 50-day all the way through. But here's a couple things that I like. Okay, see this W pattern? Comes down, up, down, and then up. Now, what we're doing is we're holding this key levels right here. Okay, first of all, it's going to be this 8 SMA, 78.34, and then you have this 78.86 here. Okay, so you have the 21-day and the 8 SMA. Very, very key here that we are holding here so far on a closing basis. Now, again, it's only 17, so you got plenty of time left here, almost 2 weeks left. Now, remember, the contract roll will be here this Sunday, so it should either have a nice good jump or a nice good jump down. We got to see how it's all going to shake out here. Okay, so just watch at that nice W pattern looking very, very good. We look here on your MACD. Your green is is kissing the red. It's not really going up here yet, but I say this is looking not too bad. RSI, plenty of room in both directions here, okay? But you can see how nice it here that it held that 50 simple moving average, and now you can see where that 50-day is now moving up here, wants to pop over that 200-day, which would take this price up here much higher. Now, here we look at the weekly chart. Well, for the week here, we're looking really good, okay? Because what it is we close now above this ski 50-day at 79.10, and we close above this 21-day at 78.56. So if this keeps on roaring up here, what we do is we look at last week's high, that's at 79.96, and then we could probably hit this 80.88 here, very good, and we have a nice target up there above that at 82.11. So right now here, this is looking actually very, very good here with the contract roll. Should pop right on nice here. Now you can see this 200-day, how nicely it's just sweeping right on up here. That's very positive. 21-day moving on up here. 50-day moving on up here. Very, very good. Okay, if we can get that 8-day to reverse here, like we had here, then what you do is this will move up very, very nicely. Now, on the day chart today, this was actually probably one of really, really good scalping days that has been around in crude oil here. So just like a back and forth action, I trade the UCO. Really, really good trading in there. Now, again, UCO, what I usually do is I trade 5,000 shares of it. But on Fridays, what I do is I cut that down to either 2,500 or 3,000. Today, I just did the 3,000 shares because I just felt comfortable going back and forth. It just looks like it has a bullish move here and just wants to go higher. So, but I just limit myself a little bit on Friday's action here because what you don't want to do is have any kind of a losses or whatever you gain for the week. Okay, a loss on Friday is never good because then you think about it all weekend and Monday you want to come up and I'm going to revenge trade and I'm going to try to get this money back and all this nonsense. It's really not what you want to see. So always use stop orders no matter what you're doing. You get stopped out, you can always get back into the situation here. Not no big deal. But I usually cut down the positions there on Friday and then it just makes where you can still make good money, but again, you don't have all that risk going on. Now, what do we have today? We still have an inside day on the candle. That means your high and your low were the inside of the high and low of the previous days. Okay, very, very nice. Now, we're right above this 8 SMA here, sitting at 79.06, and that's very, very good. And what I like about this 8 SMA, see, it never crossed that 100-day, and now she's rolling up here very nice. So we get this roll back up here over that 200-day and that 21-day. This would be looking very, very bullish, okay? So let's just see how this is all shake out. We're also above that key 8 SMA here. So what you want to do is when those Monday, or I should actually say Sunday night, when those futures open at 6, what you do is watch, obviously, today's candle, the high and the low and the close. But you always want to watch this 8 SMA at 79.06, very, very key. And then we want to watch that 100-day at 78.63. That's very key. Obviously, if that's lost, what we'll do is we'll come over to yesterday's candle. That's at 78.20. Then we can just come right here. You're looking at 77.78. We have 77.68. And then we can break down here to the candle of 77.55, and then your retest down here at 76.70. But we have a really nice trading range here for look how many days here now. Very, very nice. Now the upside, but obviously you want to watch yesterday's high. That's at 79.85. This is a candle here you also want to watch at 79.96. If you get above it, then we have that 200-day sitting right at 88.10, and then your 21 right above that at 80.38. Now, again, you can see this 21-day here. If we can get this price keep on moving up here, it won't be just the 8-day that's curling, but it'll also be that 21-day that's going to curl right on up here. Very, very nice. But we got a trading range, so we've got to trade that range until she breaks out. Now, again, we get above that 200-day at that 80.10, then what we can do is we can work ourselves up here to that 50-day. Maybe take this whole box pattern that we're trading and just make a higher box pattern kind of a situation, just that we'd be trading between the 200-day and the 50-day versus the 100-day and your 200-day. Now, when you look at this pattern, you can see here, see how it's following that 100-day up here, and now the candles are starting to get a little bit tighter as that progresses, and if you have an uptrend, that usually pop out and it usually goes to the upside. Okay, so on the RSI here, you got plenty of room to run. You're sitting at 45, but we had that positive divergence that I pointed out. Okay, see, we had a low here, and then we had a low. Then we had a lower low here, but look at the RSI, higher low. See that positive divergence? Okay, that's always very important. That's why I use the RSI. It seemed to work very, very well. MACD here, your green here is still below your red, but it looks like that could turn. If that does turn, gets above that, that could send that price up really nice and high. So right now I am long. I'm still long 3,000 shares. Now I scalped UCO 3 times there today, and I'm still on long, and I'm just debating. I'll see how it's going to finish out tonight here, but I might take at least take a couple thousand long here over the weekend to see how it all shakes out. Okay, so let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas, your 5-minute chart. Now you can see here with this, you kind of put a high in there at that 2.57. 5, that was yesterday's high. And then what we did is we came right on down here. You went below the 8 SMA, but then look at this here, this nice sideways action. And then when she ripped off, boy, she just tore right much higher. Okay, so realistically, right now, natural gas is almost like in a parabolic move. It just wants to move up. So if you have, I traded natural gas here for over a couple of decades here now. So this is when you get these parabolic moves. I always look for that 200-day, like I'm going to show you here on the daily and the weekly. You look at those and you say, oh, it's going to stop right here. A lot of times it does, but when you get a parabolic move, it just blew right through that, just like nothing here. Okay, so what we're doing is this going to keep going higher here. Now you're roughly at that 2.65. Your next level is going to be 2.69, and I'll show you on the next chart set of charts here where she's going to be going. But you can see here, once we get above that 8 SMA, see how nice it rips up, and then when that 8's lost, it'll come right down to that 21-day. So this here, we had a really lot of good actually movement there in UNG today. You had a low there today of 1858 and a high of 1914. So you had a really good move there on the UNG here. So I have a position long, and then I'm also trading it daily here too, because you can see you don't want to stop a parabolic move. What you want to do is wait for a reversal candle. That's the only thing that's going to stop when you get a move like that. So what we have here now, we're above this 8-day, and that's always very good. You can see how nice and bullish this is. The 21-day rolling up here. So you're basically bottom left, upper right. This is exactly what you want to see. So when you see a breakout that goes here, when you have a sideways action situation, and then you see a breakout, you just want to get long and stay long. That's why I said I'm long all the way from here, and then I'm just trading it, run up to the highs and above that, and then buy back, and then, I'm saying the same old thing as the trading. But again, you just got that parabolic move going up higher, and we got to see where she's actually going to stop. Okay, let's look here on a daily and a weekly. Okay, here we have your daily, and here we have your weekly chart. Now you can see here what we got as high is basically 2.65 level here. So we were looking for this candle of what you're looking right there. This is going to be your high of 2.69. That's going to be your next level. And then we can come up to this candle here. You're looking at roughly 2.71 level. And then we can look to the downside of this candle here. You're looking at 2.75. And then we'll come up to the top of that candle at 2.80. And then we can look here at 2.88. This is what you're looking for. You can see where that price channel is. Every time you see them spikes, that's usually a good target area. Now, again, if it gets a little higher, then we just go to the next target area. Okay, sitting there right there, you're looking at 2.96. So just look to the left of the chart here. Your next level, I say, it just keeps on running, is going to be 2.69. And then we have that 2.71. And then we'll have that 2.75, and then look right there at that 2.80 flat, and then we have your big boy at 2.88. Okay, so you have a lot of really good resistant levels here. Now here's what we have. I should say targets also. On the downside, this right here is going to be your support. That's that 2.49. And then we have 2.46. Now, you can see yesterday when it went through, okay, and it put a topping tail in here, and we pretty much yesterday closed right at that 50-day mark right there, about that 249. So that was like the first stop. And just a lot of times what it is we'll come up to there, then it comes right back down. But when you get these parabolic moves, especially in natural gas, because they don't call this the Widowmaker for nothing. It's wet and wild, So once you have that, then she just wants to just go higher. Okay, so but now we just have to be a little bit careful here, because now you start getting in this overbought zone. But again, it can stay overbought, don't get me wrong, but I say when you start hitting those areas like that, you want to be just a little bit cautious here. The green over your red, that's always very bullish, but again, we're getting into that nosebleed area, and we've had a really good it's just a parabolic straight up move here. Okay, so always just watch that. So Sunday when the futures open, watch the high 2.645 and watch that low at 2.485. If that's lost here, then we look at the bottom at that 2.49, and then we have that 2.46. Okay, so there is a lot of good targets here on the upside. Again, just watch that next level. That's going to be right there. That's going to be that 2.69. You can call it 2.70. Then you have that 2.71, and then look to the bottom, that 2.75, and then work yourself 2.8, and then right there is that 2.88. So you can easily go to 2.90 here, very, very easy on this move. And I say it's a parabolic move, but just remember, when these moves reverse, they reverse, especially with natural gas, very, very hard. Okay, so just when you have a situation like this, just always look to the charts and say, when this falls off, look what we had here. You had 6.27, and she got a high here all the way down here to 1.96. So just always look at when you get those moves up, they also, whatever comes up, is eventually going to come down here too. But right now he's got a bullish move here. I'm just trading it here. I don't know if I'm going to hold any natural gas over the weekend. I might. I got to see here. I still got long on UNG. I still got 3,000 shares going, so I might cut half of that loose. I got to see how it is at the end of the day. I might even just keep 1,000 shares. We got to see here. I'm just still kind of debating here on the natural gas, but oil, I'm going to stay long. Natural gas, we've got to see here, because we are getting up to that nosebleed. You had a really, really good run, and so you miss a little bit, and it's going to make no difference. As soon as you top out like we had here, just get into the short position and you ride it all the way down again here. So if you miss a couple of bucks, it's really not that big of a deal. And here on the weekly here, and this is what you ought to watch, is that 2.49. That's always very, very critical. But what I do like about this is a couple things. RSI, plenty of room to run. MACD, plenty of room here. And what I do like about this is this 8 estimate, about ready to cross over that 21 day. Very, very bullish. Going to send this thing here much higher. So this is a lot of stuff what you're looking for. And there's that 2.88 here. You can go all the way up here, all the way to the 3 area. Very, very easy. Okay. That's what I got for you. A little crude, a little bit of natural gas. I'll be back here Sunday night here before the futures open at 6 p.m. But I always have a video there before 7, and then we'll review crude oil and natural gas and get you all set up there for Monday. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for watching.